to episode 7 of the Service Learning Podcast, where we talk about service learning experience as it relates to the course content of English 2210. So this is the final week of Project 2 pretty much. We're pretty much wrapping up work on the project this week. And then we're going to go ahead and start our presentations next week on Monday. So today in class, me and my group mates were able to talk about Project 2 and kind of set some deadlines for when we want to have the project done. I just sent a message to my group mates through group text and let them know that we should aim to have the project done by Friday. That way we could have some time in class on Friday to talk about the presentation that we're going to go on Monday. As far as the actual work of the project goes, we're still working on developing content for the brochure and obviously managing the content so that it's something that works for Mandy's Farm. So today I also let my group mates know about the podcast that I started, just in case they're struggling with creating multimodal content for their journals. I thought this was actually a very good idea, and it's worked out so far for me as far as creating that multimodal content for my journals. I basically just let them know that if it's something that they were interested in, or if they were struggling getting that multimodal aspect into their journals, then they could send me an email and we could schedule a time to do a podcast and talk a little bit more about the service experience. And then you guys as viewers would be able to see kind of a different perspective on what the service experience is like. But by the end of the week, I'll be uploading the edited version of the podcasts that I've created so far onto YouTube. So what I'll be doing for the multimodal content videos and the journal entries is basically I'll just attach a link from YouTube in every single one of the journals and respectively according to each episode that I filmed. For example, like episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. I'll include links for each of those videos in the respective journal entries. So now that we're starting to tie the project together, I look back at when we first started, and a lot of things has changed, mainly things concerning like the group dynamic. Our group members have changed, and the deliverable itself has changed quite a bit over the course of the 4 weeks that we've been working on Project 2. So I kind of just looked back on it and thought a little bit about it. It's interesting to see how far we come and all the changes that have happened when we first started up until now when we're in the last week of creating the project. So it's just kind of interesting to see. One thing that has not changed for me is I still would like to see our brochure be something that Mandy's Farm uses at either one of their annual events, whether it's the Kentucky Derby or the annual Harvest Fest. I would like to see them use the brochure that we've created at one of their events for like their guests or all the people that show up to the event. I think that would be something very cool, and for Project 2, that's kind of my goal as far as, making the brochure and then putting it into, like active practice and seeing that it's actually being used by a professional organization would mean a lot to me, but would also say a lot about the quality of what we've created. So we're pretty much wrapping up the project this week. We only have a few little minor adjustments we need to make to the brochure, but hopefully we get all that done by Friday. That way we can go ahead and talk about the presentation in class, and then we'll go from there. Thanks for tuning into this week's episode of the Service Learning Podcast. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next one.